In 1287, the Mongol Empire, an unstoppable force that had carved a path of conquest across continents, returned to Gviat once more. This was their third attempt, and this time they came prepared. A massive army, disciplined and battle-hardened, marched overland. A powerful fleet, the pride of the Yuan dynasty, patrolled the coast, and crucially, an enormous supply convoy followed, a floating lifeline designed to sustain the invasion indefinitely. The Mongols had learned from their past failures. They were determined not to make the same mistakes again. Victory, the Mongol commanders knew, depended not just on swords and arrows, but on logistics. An army of this size required a constant flow of resources. Grain ships, weapons, and fresh reinforcements sailed from the north, heading towards the heart of Gviat. Under heavy guard, the entire invasion hinged on this maritime supply line. If it reached the main army, the invaders would have the strength to outlast any resistance. If it failed, the campaign would crumble. The fate of a nation sailed upon those very waters. But watching from the shadows was the supreme commander of Gviat, Trần Quốc Tuấn. A brilliant military strategist, he understood the enemy's grand design and its single, fatal weakness. An army, no matter how large, marshes on its stomach. Direct confrontation with the main Mongol force would be a costly, bloody affair. So, he devised a different plan. Instead of attacking the teeth of the beast, he would sever its lifeline. Destroy their supplies, he reasoned, and the invasion collapses from within. It was a strategy of patience, intelligence, and daring. The moment came at Vân Đồn, a key strategic point along the coast, as the Mongol supply fleet, commanded by the overconfident Zhang Wenhu, navigated the channels. EBT. Naval forces struck. It was a perfectly executed ambush. Light, agile Vietnamese warships swarmed the larger, slower-moving Mongol vessels. The attack was swift, precise, and utterly devastating. Caught completely by surprise, the Mongol convoy descended into chaos. Ships were set ablaze and sunk. Precious cargo, the lifeblood of the invasion, was lost to the sea. The ambush at Vân Đồn was a crippling blow. For the main Mongol army waiting inland, news of the disaster was a death sentence. Without supplies, the mighty invasion force was doomed. Days turned into weeks, and hunger began to spread through the ranks like a disease. Food became scarce, then non-existent. Morale, once sky-high, collapsed. Soldiers grew weak, desperate, and disillusioned. The great Mongol war machine ground to a halt, starved into submission. The invasion had effectively failed before the main battle had even begun, defeated not by a massive army, but by an empty stomach. The Battle of Vân Đồn was under scene of mass slaughter, like other famous battles of the era. It was a battle of intelligence, strategy, and foresight. By understanding the critical importance of logistics and striking at the enemy's most vulnerable point, Trần Quốc Tuấn dictated the entire course of the war. He didn't need to defeat the Mongol army in a pitched battle. He simply had to starve it. This masterful stroke of strategic genius sealed the fate of the invasion long before the final confrontation. From the disaster at Vân Đồn, the once invincible Mongols stumbled towards their ultimate defeat at the Bisichgang River. Weakened, demoralized, and cut off, their retreat became a rout. Their historic defeat in 1288 began not with the clash of spears and the thunder of cavalry, but with the quiet, gnawing hunger that started after the ambush at sea. The road to Bisichgang truly began at Vân Đồn. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more stories from history.